uthi umshushisi ulalele into engikutolikela yona bese wena uphendula umbuzo njengoba ikuthi ubuzwa ngakho.
If you do not understand, ask the question to be repeated. Simple as that.
Uma ungazwisisi cela ukuthi umbuzo uphindwe ilula kanjani.
Yebo Nkosi enkulu.
Understood, my lord?
So my question is, what was your understanding or interpretation of the statement as you overheard Mabena asking, what must we do with this person?
Uthi umshushisi wena uye wazwisisa ini uma uMabena ethi kulo yamuntu osecingweni siyenzeni ngalo muntu, wena yini into ewizwisisile khona lapho?
Angezwanga Nkosi enkantolo impendulo yomuntu la ekhuluma naye.
I did not hear the response of that person, my lord.
Again, Mr. Ntanzi, listen to the interpreter. My question is, how did you interpret the answer that Mabena gave to that person he was talking to over the phone, that what must we do with this person?
Uthi futhi ucela ungilalele. uMabena mayethi kulo yamuntu ocingweni senzeni ngalo muntu, yini into ewena uye wayizwisisa uma kuthiwa leli gama senzeni ngalo muntu, yini into uye wayizwisisa, into uye wayiqonda khona?
Ngomcabango wami or
Are you referring to according to my thinking, my
No.
understanding?
Let us proceed from that point, since they don't want to answer. Now,
Sisiye ke lona.
what happened after that telephonic conversation?
Kwenzakalani ke ngemva kwaleyo nkulumo yocingo?
saqhubeka sahamba Nkosi enkantolo.
We proceeded and left.
Where did you go?
Nayapi?
Angazi ukuthi kwakiwa.
I do not know where were we going.
And then where did you arrive?
Nifike kuphi?
Lapho safika khona ngayibona nje imoto nesime garage.
I just saw the vehicle stopping at the garage.
It was put to Sergeant Mahani, that at that stage when they asked the direction to Rustenburg, you said you thought they were taking you back home.
Uthi uSergeant Mohani ke uye watshelwa ngalesikhathi ela enkantolo ukuthi ithe mababuza indlela eya eRustenburg wena wawukade ucabanga ukuthi bakubuyisela ekhaya.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngangicabanga kanjalo ukuthi ngibuyisela back emuva.
Yes, my lord, I had thought that they were taking me back.
But I've been asking you that question for the past 3 minutes.
uthi ulibele ekubuza wona lo mbuzo imizuzu emithathu edlulile.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngiyeza.
Yes my lord, I hear that.
Okay, let us proceed now.
Siqhubeke ke futhi.
You proceed now next to a garage.
Siqhubeke ke manje seseduze kwase garage.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes my lord.
And then you indicated that you do not know that area.
Uthe leyo ndawo awuyazi.
Angilazi igoli vele Nkosi enkantolo.
I do not know Gauteng my lord.
So what makes you think that area was Gauteng?
Yini into ecabangisa ekwenza ucabanga ukuthi leya ndawo yayikade segoli?
Nkosi enkantolo yenze ukuthi ngicabanga ukuthi indawo yasegoli angithi ifemu le ngibona ukuthi amafemu asegoli kunefemu engapha enkulu ngathi amafemu asegoli mangisuka ekhaya vele sindlula khona ngemoto mangihamba ngiza ngapha ko Northwestern.
My lord, I assumed that that place was in Gauteng because that particular firm, we normally pass through that company when we come from home.
What is the name of that place? you're
Yini
referring
gama
to?
laleyo ndawo?
Angilazi igama lakhona.
I do not know the name of the place.
And then you spoke about the filling station. What is the name of the filling station?
Ukhulume ngegarage, yini gama laleyo garage?
Igarage athi mase sesipakile ngiyayibona ibhalwe engine garage mangaphosisi.
As we had now parked the vehicle, I saw that it was written engine garage, if I am not mistaken.
So you're able to read.
Kusho ukuthi wena uyakwazi ukufunda.
Angeke Nkosi kahlolo ngihlule igama engine garage.
It would not be
Isilungu
difficult.
kuphela engasazi.
It would not be difficult for me to read the name engine. It's only English that I do not know.
And you were able to read a board written Albertine.
Nebot ebekade ibhalwe Albertine uye wakwazi ukuyifunda.
Nkosi enkantolo imoto mayihamba ngithi ngiyabuka behamba khona.
My lord, as the vehicle is driving, I looked around.
And then you saw a board written Albertine.
Wabona ibot ebhalwe Albert.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngayibona.
Yes, my lord, I saw it.
And those are not words in vernac.
Akuse amazwi abhalwe ngesintu la.
Nkosi enkantolo noma ngathatha Albertine ngosezulwini angeke ngichaze ngesiZulu.
My lord, even if I am to interpret Albertine from English to Zulu, I would not be able to do so.
I'm not asking you to interpret Albertine. I'm saying if you can read Albertine, then you're able to read an English word.
Uthi akathi umthathu Albertine umise esizulwini, yena uthi nje uma ingabe uyakwazi ukufunda Albertine, kusho ukuthi uyakwazi ukufunda isiNgisi.
Angivumelani Nkosi enkantolo lokho akushoyo.
I do not agree with what you are saying.
And I further put it to you that Exhibit LL1 is in English. You were able to read the contents of that document.
Uthi futhi uyacebisa ukuthi ubufakazi buka LL1 bubhalwe ngesingesi ukuthi wena wawukade ukwazi ukufunda lokho.
Iphutha Nkosi enkantolo lona iqiniso.
That is incorrect, my lord.
Now let us proceed. Do you know what time you arrive at that particular place?
Uyazi ukuthi nafika ngobani?
The filling station.
Laphayana egarage.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo isikhathi hayi angisazi.
No, my lord, I do not know what time did we arrive.
Would you say it was in the morning, it was during the day, the afternoon, it was in the evening?
Bekusemini, bekusekuseni, kwasesekuhlwile.
Angeke ngikwazi Nkosi enkantolo umeshini isikhathi kodwa khona ngoba ilanga lalishesha lishone. Angisazi isikhathi ukuthi wakubani.
My lord, I would not
Kodwa
be
khona
able.
so late.
I would not be able to specify at what time was it because the sun set a bit earlier. However, it was late.
Was it already dark?
Bese sekuhlwile kumnyama.
Ngisho khona ukuthi kwasekuqala ukuba so ukuba mnyama kwase kumnyama nyana mshomo not kakhulu.
I could say it was now starting to become dark, even though it was not that much dark.
So it was in the evening, getting darker. Is that what you are saying?
Sekuba mnyama. Sekuntamba.
Ngathi sekutambama phela ilanga akufani ukushona kwelanga uma kusebusika nalapho uma kusehlobo.
Yes, my lord, it would not be the same as it was in summer when the sun sets.
And then the AVL report indicates that the location is at Albertine near Mali Street.
Uthike ubufakazi bayo iAVL buyona ithi nanikade niseduze komgwaqo uMali eAlbertine.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord.
And then that
I
is
am
the
listening.
area you arrived at.
Uthi yona indawo enifike kuyo.
Yebo ngiyazwa.
Yes, I am listening.
And can you confirm that you were still inside that Fortuna?
Ungavuma ukuthi wawukade ungazi usase phakathi kuleyo Fortuna.
Angazi ngoba isikhathi ngangasiboni Nkosi enkantolo ngoba isikhathi ngangisibona ngingasho ukuthi yebo.
I do not know, as I was not able to see the time. If I would have seen the time, I would say yes.
You know, Mr. Ntanzi, if I was able to shout, I'll end up shouting at you. Wait for the interpreter to interpret and answer the question as I've posed it. If you don't want to answer, just say so.
Uthi umshushisi kube bekakwazi ukuthi akuthethise bekazokuthethisa. Ucela ungilalele mina njengoba ngikutolikela bese uphendula lokho engikutolikayo. Uma ingabe ungafuni ukuphendula usho ukuthi awufuni ukuphendula.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord.
Why are you doing that? Why are you not answering questions?
Uthi kungani ungaphendula imibuzo?
Is there any question to this?
I'm not badgering a witness. The witness simply does not want to answer to the questions as put to him. He answers a total different thing. So I want to understand that does he not understand the questions as I've posed them? Is there somewhere the interpreter is not interpreting correctly? I want to understand.
Uthi umshushisi ufuna ukwazi ukuthi awuzwisisi imibuzo uma ekubuza noma mhlawumbe mina mangokutolikela kunala ngingatolikanga kahle na.
Ukuthi bengezwanga kahle methi ngangisesemotweni ngithi isikhathi ngangasathi emotweni kuleya iFortuna ngiphume ngayiphi ngangena emotweni ngiphume ngasiphi isikhathi emotweni eFortuna ngangena ngangeniswa kwi-GTI khona egarage ukube mhlambe bengicacisele bengizohlala epointini straight.
Maybe if the state would then explain to me, because I did not understand when the state asked me regarding the time. I'm not sure at what time was I moved from the Fortuna into the Golf 7. If the question was clear, then I would be able to answer.
My question to you is that, were you inside that particular vehicle, meaning the Toyota Fortuna? I didn't ask you about times.
Umbuzo kamshushisi uthi wawukade usase phakathi kuleyo moto uchaza yona iToyota Fortuna uthi akakubuzanga ngesikhathi.
Angazi Nkosi enkantolo.
I do not know, my lord.
Is that the best answer you want to give?
Iyona impendulo ofuna ukuyiphana ngayo.
Okay, let us proceed.
Uthi nalapho asiqhubeke.
According to the AVL report, the Toyota Fortuna, that now you are not sure whether you were inside or not, it went off at 18:53 and 54 seconds near Mali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine.
Uthi ke umshushisi le moto le bekade wena ungasenaso isiqiniseko sokuthi wawukade usasekuyo noma cha, iToyota Fortuner yona iye yacinywa uma kusele imizuzu eyisikhombisa ngaphambi kwehora lesikhombisa usidlo.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord.
And then it spent some quite of time there.
Yona yama ke isikhathi esithize khona lapho.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord.
And according to Sergeant Mokhane, it was due to a mechanical failure or mechanical breakdown.
Ukuya ngoSergeant Mokhane uthi leyo moto yayikade isimoshekile. Ibekade inenkinga imoshekile.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo kulona iqiniso lona.
That is incorrect, my lord.
Why are you saying that?
Bongani uthi akulona iqiniso lelo.
Akaze ngibone Nkosi enkantolo le moto ikhenikwa futhi akaze ngibone ivuliwe la ngaphambili.
I did not see that motor vehicle being fixed, and I've never even saw it being opened on the bonnet.
And then he further testified that because he was transporting a suspect, he requested to be assisted by members of SWAT.
Uthi futhi yena ngoba wayekade enomsolwa emotweni uye wacela ke ukuthi asizwe yilaba abasebenza kweSWAT.
Angeke Nkosi enkantolo ngikwazi ukuphendula lo mkhane.
I would not be able to respond on Mr. Mokhane's behalf.
Yes, you're not responding on his behalf, Mr. Ntanzi. You were there as well. What is your comment?
Uthi yebo awuphenduleli uMokhane nawe wawukade ukhona wena uphawula uthini ngalelo daba.
Nkosi enkantolo bangithi ngikwazi ukuphendula umkhane. Angimzwanga bafonela ngimzwanga ekhuluma nabo.
As I am saying, I am unable to respond on his behalf, my lord, is because I never heard him speaking, contacting them. Neither did I hear him speaking to the SWAT team.
And then he further testified that at some stage he did get assistance, and then the vehicle managed to be fixed, and then they moved from that particular area.
Uthi ke yena uMr Mokhane uye wathi kunesikhathi la eye wathola usizo ke imoto yalungiswa yasuka ke kuleyo ndawo.
Hayi Nkosi enkantolo ngiqala ukuzwa ngaye mina la metshe Nkosi enkantolo.
I firstly heard that here in court, my lord, when he was testifying.
So in your version, what happened there?
Manje ukuya ngawe kwenzakeleni khona lapha yana.
Nkosi enkantolo masifika lapha egarage lapha.
My lord, when we arrived at the garage,
Kufike imoto eqala iGTI.
there is a GTI that arrived,
Emveni kwayo kwaqhamuka iHalbord Nissan.
and after that a hard body Nissan arrived.
iGTI yama yaqondana nayo iFortuner so ngoba zangashiyene kakhulu.
The GTI then turned and faced the Fortuner,
iHalbord njengemuva kancane so.
and the hard body was behind the Fortuner.
Mabefika lapho behla bakhanda meeting lapha bodwa.
When they arrived, then they had a caucus on their own.
Mapena wangikhipha ngifaka emotweni eGTI.
Mabena took me out of the Fortuner and placed me inside the GTI.
Okay, let's pause there. You'll get back to that.
Similar.
Where this vehicle parked, was it inside that filling station?
La imoto zipake khona kwakade kuphakathi ejardini lase garage.
Yebo le kuma parking le emuva le.
Yes, however it was towards the parking bay.
Yes, proceed.
Qhubeka ke.
Lapho kunamatafula khona ngathi nje mawehlalele udla nokudla khona.
Where there are tables where people would be sitting and eating.
Azange ngibone mina imoto le ikhenikwa futhi azange ngibone ihamba yayimi nje khona la bengifaka emotweni ngifaka uplastic ekhanda uMabhena no Jonathan bengihlukumeza noButhelezi. Lokho imi khona lapho nje imoto Nkosi enkantolo.
And I have never seen that motor vehicle being fixed. Neither did I see it moving from that place. I was put a plastic on my head and being tortured by Mabena and Jonathan.
Yebo. Ngesikhathi bengipresena ngesitulo semonto.
And at the time they had also pressed me with the vehicle chair.
Were there people around that area?
kwakade kunabantu eduze kwaleyo ndawo.
lapha sasimkhona sasimle khoneni kwakuyindawo njengathi eko izipake nje lapha angazi ngapha ngemuva ngoba phela mina ngisemotweni angithi angibuke phandle isikhathi esiningi.
Where we were, my lord, it was at a corner. I do not know on the other side of the garage if there were other people, but I was not looking. I was only focusing inside what was happening in the car.
So, as they were tubing you, did you scream?
Njengoba bebakade bekufakele ya plastic ekhanda uye wamemeza.
Noma ngamemeza kosenkantolo ngeke bengizokuvala umnyango kosenkantolo.
Even if-
Plastic ngeke.
Even if I had screamed, my lord, no one would be able to hear me because I was being tubed with a plastic.
Did you scream? Yes or not?
Uye wamemeza na yebo. no.
Kosenkantolo bengikhala kosenkantolo.
I was crying, my lord.
Ngoba ngizama nokuphakama ngathi ngiyaphezulu isitulo singifasile.
Because I also tried standing up, but the chair had locked me out.
Nokutheleza ngapha umpressile ukuthi ngingakhona ukuya le ngaphandle.
And Buthelezi also pressed me so that I would not be able to go outside.
So the fact that you were screaming, did you hear your legal representative putting it across to Mkhani that at some stage you were screaming?
Le ndaba leyo ukuthi wena wawukade umemeza uye wezwa na ummeli wakho etshela uMkhane ukuthi wena wawukade umemeza.
Azangambuza umhala nto umhala akaze ngebe azakaza sondela lapha engangishaba khona umhala ele emotweni.
He did not ask Mkhane that question because Mkhane did not come closer to where I was being assaulted. Mkhane was on the other side of the vehicle.
And then Jonathan?
UJonathan yena
Angithi Jonathan yena umuntu engangifesele naye so eguqe ngamadolo emotweni sibukana so ebuka mina ngibuka yena.
Jonathan is the person that I was faced with. He had kneeled inside the vehicle and we were facing each other.
Was the message put across to him that you were screaming?
Naye baye bamtshela nawo ukuthi wawukade umemeza njengoba bekala enkantolo Jonathan.
Angazi noma baba umngomezulu wamtshena.
I do not know if Mr. Mngomezulu told him.
Did you hear that part of evidence here once you were seated there at the dock?
Wena njengoba wawukade uhleli lapha uye wayizwa leyo ndaba na itolikwa noma mhlawumbe ibuzwa.
Cha nkosenkantolo ngisakhumbula.
No, my lord, I do not remember.
Then let us proceed.
Uthi asiqhubeke.
Who were inside that particular car that you claim you were assaulted?
Ubani omunye wayekade ephakathi kule moto le wena uthi wawukade ushawa kuyona.
Ngithe phakathi emotweni nkosenkantolo kwakuJonathan lona omunye anilazi igama lakhe ngoba azange ngibone ngisho iface ngoba wayefake imask le enza so.
I said inside the vehicle it was Jonathan and the other one whom was in the motor vehicle, I did not know his name as he had also worn a mask.
Ngathi longa wayekimi la kwawumabhena loyelanga ngemkwa left.
And the one that was on my left was Mabena.
Okay.
Ubutheleze la phandle kwayena umuntu oyimpress mangithi ngizama ukuphuma angishovele phakathi.
And Buthelezi was outside the vehicle pressing me. When I'm trying to go out of the vehicle, he would press me inside.
Do you know how long did this assault last?
Uyazi ukuthi lokhu kushawa lokhu kuthathe isikhathi esingakanani?
Angeke ngikwazi kosenkantolo ngumeshini isikhathi.
I would not be able to mention the time.
Could you say it was 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours?
Ungathi mhlawumbe kwakade kuyimizuzu emashumi amathathu, ihora, mahora amabini.
Cha nkosenkantolo angeke ngikwazi ukuchaza isikhathi isikhathi namanje lokhu ngimlapha kaze ngikhulume ngesikhathi.
No, my lord, I would not be able to estimate the time as since I have been testifying, I never said anything about time.
So, you are still inside that GTI. Did you at any stage go back to that Toyota Fortuner?
Manje, wawukade usase ngaphakathi kuleya GTI angithi. Sikhona isikhathi la uye wabuyela kuleya Toyota Fortuner.
Bangikhiphe kwi-GTI Nkosi enkantolo sebeqedile ukungisho base ngibuyela ngapha umabhena afike wangivulela futhi wangifaka lapha emotweni phakathi Fortune.
I was taken out of the GTI after I have been choked, as Mabena took me back into the Toyota Fortuner, my lord.
It was initially put, I'm using the word initially very carefully, to Mokhane, that which you are telling the court, it happened on the date where the confession was made to Colonel Rapadu in the morning of the 19th of June 2020.
Uthi-ke umshushisi kuye kwatshelwa umnumzana uMkhani ukuthi lento osanda kuyisho manje yinto eyayenzakala ekseni nge-19 zika June ngaphambi kokuthi uye laphayana ku Colonel Rapadu uyogunyuluka.
Sicela ungiphendela futhi.
Uthi umshushisi lento oqeda ukuyisho manje iye yatshelwa uMkhani kusho ukuthi yatshelwa ummeli utshelwe ummeli wakho ukuthi wena uchubiwa wafaka kwi GTI ngalesikhathi usanda kuyisiwa ku Colonel Rapadu ekuseni.
Nkosi enkantolo mina ngishawe ebusuku
My lord,
nge-18.
I was assaulted on the 18th at night.
And that was before the AVL report was presented before this honorable court.
Futhi logo kwatshelwa uMkhani ngaphambi kokuthi kukhishwe lobufakazi be-AVL.
Nkosi enkantolo angeke ngikwazi ukuphendula umngomezulu ngoba ubaba umngomezulu ngasho laphambi ngishilo lapha phambi kwenkosi enkantolo mina straight ukuthi Z18 Z19 Z24. So lama phepha akhuluma ngawo umshushisi mina angeke ngikwazi ukwaphendulela la.
My lord, I would not be able to testify on behalf of Mr. Mngomezulu or speak on his behalf, as I have stated before court that it was the 18th, the 19th, and the 24th. What the state is referring to, I do not know.
So the version that was presented before the AVL report, you are now distancing yourself from it.
Manje into le eyakhulunywa ukuthi wena uthi kwenzakele kanjena nge-18 ngaphambi kokuthi kulethwe ubufakazi lobu be-AVL, wena usuyaziqhezukisa phambi kwabo lobo bufakazi.
Nkosi enkantolo angeke ngiphendulele ubaba umngomezulu. Ubaba umngomezulu nguye ozokwazi ukukhuluma nenkosi enkantolo.
My lord, I would not be able to respond on behalf of Mr. Mngomezulu, as he's the one that would be able to address the court.
So in short, I want to get your comment. That was not your version.
Ngamafuphi uthi umshushisi ucela ukuthi uphawule. Kusho ukuthi lokho obukade umnumzana uMngomezulu akusho akusiyona into ewena wawukade umtsheleka.
Nkosi enkantolo angeke ngiphendule ubaba umngomezulu.
My lord, I would not be able to respond on his behalf.
That question is directed to you, sir.
Umshushisi uthi lo mbuzo uqondane nawe.
Ngoba ziningi baba Nkosi enkantolo izinto engisikhuluma nobaba umngomezulu.
As there are a lot of things that I am speaking to Mr. Mngomezulu.
Now I am being specific. I'm talking about the incident that he put as your version on the 18th or the 19th of June there at the garage.
Manje umshushisi uthi usekaqondane nawe ekubuza ngale ndaba yange 18 ne-19 ubufakazi ukuthi umnumzana uMngomezulu ubekade ebuza ubufakazi ngakho ethi wena uthe kwenzakele nge-18 nange-19.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngoba babe ngishaya.
Yes, my lord, as they were assaulting.
I'm not asking you that, sir. I'm not asking you whether they were assaulting you or not. I'm saying what was put to the witnesses regarding that incident on your way to Morocco. It cannot be your version. I want your comment on that.
uthi akakubuzi ngalo ludaba olukhulumayo wena lokushawa uthi yena le ndaba le eyatshelwa abofakazi ukuthi nge-18 endleleni niya eMoroka kwenzakeleni leyo akusiyinto wena wawukade utshele umnumzana uMngomezulu.
Cha, eMoroka Nkosi enkantolo ngiyanga nge-18 mina.
No, my lord, I did not go to Morocco on the 18th.
Take it a step further. That version was presented as if you were on your way to Morocco.
Uthi futhi asithathe siyise phambili uthi umshushisi leyo ndaba iye yabekwa ingathi nanikade nisendleleni niya eMoroka.
Angikhumbuli Nkosi enkantolo nami ngumuntu ngiyakhohlwa mangisuke ngihlela ebhokisini angikhumbuli.
I do not remember, my lord. I am also a person. I forget as I am in the witness stand or sitting by the accused door.
Okay, let's stop there. So you are a human being, you also forget.
Uthi asime lapho ungumuntu uyakhohlwa ngisho.
Yebo.
Yes.
So it's possible that you forgot the incident as I have placed regarding your rights. When your rights were read to you, you might have forgotten that part, that the rights were told to you, you just forgot because you are human.
Uthi njengoba usanda kusho njengoba naye bekade eshilo ukuthi amaphoyisa wayekade ekutshelile amalungelo wakho njengoba umuntu ukhohlwa kungenzeka ukuthi nalokho ukukhohliwe.
Angivumelana lokho Nkosi enkantolo.
I dispute that, my lord.
But now you are contradicting yourself.
Manje usuyazibhidakanisa ke manje.
Cha ngisibhidana Nkosi enkantolo ngoba la uMngomezulu mekhuluma ne-witness ngiyezwa kwesikhathi buye ngezwe ukuthi kuthiwa noma interpreter engangitolikela utolika kodwa khona lapho engizwa khona kwabe ngibuye ngezwa khona kahle Nkosi enkantolo ngeke lokho ngiphakamisa isandla ngithi angizwanga la Nkosi enkantolo.
I'm not contradicting myself, my lord, as some of the things I do hear and some I do not hear. Even when they are interpreted, there are things that I would hear and others I would not hear, and I would not be raising my hand time and again and saying I heard this part, I did not hear some other parts.
But I've seen your attorneys on several occasions. Before we start these proceedings, they will be there right next to you with papers, writing your instructions that you must carry to the court.
Uthi kodwa umshushisi unokubona abameli bakho bobabini benokuya laphayana kuwena ngasebhokisini bekhuluma nawe bebhala izinto eyikuthi ubatshela zona ukuthi batshele inkantolo.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord.
And then occasionally you also raise your hands and then correct them.
Bese kuba nezinye inkathi la ukuthi unokuphakamisa isandla bese ubatshela ukuthi lento bayikhulumile akusilona akuyona indlela ekade ubatshele ukuthi bayisho ngakhona.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngeke phela Nkosi enkantolo lokho mina ngiphakamisa isandla ngibiza ubaba uMngomezulu ehlenyo kufanele kube nesikhala lapho kuhlonishwa khona Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord, I would not be raising my hand time and again calling Mr. Mngomezulu, as there would be times when I need to respect the court.
So now I'm back to my original question. We're not done.
Uthi uyabuya manje kumbuzo loyana bekade ewubuzile akakaqedi.
And I'm asking you for the last time.
Ukubuzo kokugcina ke manje.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord.
Was put before the AVL report as your version, are you now disputing it and distancing yourself from it?
Uthi manje lento abofakazi batshelwa yona ngaphambi kokuthi kulethwe lobuya bufakazi beAVL. Wena usuyaziqhizukisa na kuyo leyo nto abofakazi batshelwe yona.
Nkosi enkantolo angeke ngikwazi ukuphendula into ayibekwa kubaba uMngomezulu.
My lord, I would not be able to respond on what Mr. Mngomezulu
Ngoba ubaba
was
uMngomezulu
telling
nguye
the witnesses,
ubaba uMngomezulu uyezokwazi ukukhuluma nenkosi enkantolo.
as he is the one that would be able to address the court, my lord.
Okay, I wanted to move on from this point. Was that your story? Let me just leave the issue of version. Was that your story?
Uthi manje lento eubaba uMngomezulu bekayisho kubofakazi bekuyistory sakho na yinto wena bewumtshele ukuthi atshele abofakazi.
Angeke ngikwazi baba Nkosi enkantolo ukuphendula into ekhulunywa baba Mngomezulu namanje ngisasho lapho.
I am still maintaining that I will not be able to respond on what was stated by Mr. Mngomezulu, my lord.
So I can note on my note that you are refusing to answer the question.
This is not an objection. I'm standing here upon the point of fairness. I think the state has made its case. Basically, the state wants this witness to say, that is not what I told Mr. Ngomezulu to go and tell the witness. Then he can see he's having some difficulties in saying that no, that version does not come from me. Then the state can then make its own argument about that at the end of it all. But that will be on this point until Jesus comes back. He's having very difficulties, and out of respect of Mr. Mngomezulu to specifically say that did not come from me. Thank you, my lord.
My lord, that's a very crucial aspect of this case. And I'm entitled to spend some time, unless I get a concession from the defense of accused 1 and 2, then I'll rest on this point. But in the interest of time, my lord, I will move on.
Okay.
Now, let us proceed, Mr. Ntanzi.
Siqhubeke ke mnumzane Ntanzi.
Yebo.
Now you are taken back inside the Toyota Fortuner. What happened?
Usoyabuyiselwa ke kwi Toyota Fortuner bese kwenzakala.
Iphumile Nkosi enkantolo imoto khona lapho sasingkhona yahamba ngangayibona ukuthi ihamba phi ke ngoba namanje ngeke ngize ngikhombe ukuthi imoto yahamba la yahamba kuphi ngangayazi ukuthi yakuphi.
The vehicle left the place where we were at. However, I do not know where did it go to, as even now I would not be able to point on which route did that vehicle take.
I don't want to lose you here. Let's go slowly again. We're still on that night.
Uthi umshushisi akafuni ukuthi nilahlekelane khona lapho. Sisakhuluma ngalelo suku.
Sikhuluma nge-18 ngithi.
Yes, we are referring to the 18th.
So how did these vehicles leave then? Tell the court from that point.
Ihambe kanjani ke leya moto? Sitshele kusuka lapho.
Angeke ngikwazi Nkosi enkantolo ukukhomba indlela mina ngoba indlela ngiyazi mina.
I would not be able to point the directions as I do not know.
Ngayibona imoto isimje lapho yafika yamakhona.
I just saw the vehicle parking where it stopped.
And then you also testified in your own evidence. You indicated before this court that they formed what you called a convoy.
Wena ngobufakazi bakho uye wathi lezi imoto ziyezayenza ziyezalandelelana into le bizwa phecelezi iconvoy.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo zilandelelene behamba iGTI phambili kuyiFortuner phakathi kwi-Nissan ngemuva halibhodi.
Yes, my lord, they did form a convoy. It was a GTI in front, Fortuner in the middle, and the Nissan hardbody at the back.
Ukuthi zazi yapha yangizazi Nkosi enkantolo.
But on where were they going, I do not know, my lord.
Did they finally reach a destination?
Le moto zigcine sezifikile na endaweni ethize.
Lapho ezafika zamakhona lapho engakhishwa khona emotweni.
That's where they stopped, and that's when I was taken out of the vehicle.
What can you describe that particular destination?
Ake uchaze leyo ndawo ezama kuyo.
Nkosi enkantolo lapho esama khona imoto kunomgwaqo khona zama nje eceleni la imali le ndawo le sasikuya ngibona ukuthi indawo yaye kuphi or phakathi nemizo or phakathi kanjani angibona kodwa lapho sasikhona kune stepis.
My lord, where those vehicles had stopped, it is just, there is a road, and they stood on the side of the road, and there was a stairs.
Ngoba mina mabe ngijikisa emveni kwemoto mangiphuma emveni kwemoto ngijika so ngijikela ngalo kwe stepis kwakunyuka truck le truck kanti le truck alayisha udoti.
And just next to the stairs, as I was moved from the vehicle, there was a waste truck that came.
Ngijika ngale stepis mabhena ngimela.
And that's when Mabena has instructed me to stand by near the stairs.
Okay, yes.
Leso sikhathi ke sengiqhaqha ngapha.
That's
Lapho
when
ngangifaswe khona.
he had removed the handcuffs on my hands as the witness is showing them they were cuffed from the front.
engibopha kulenye insimbi engaphi nalethi ngoba isitebhi sasiphakathi naphakathi sokimi.
And he had cuffed me on the stairs using my left and my right hand as the stairs was in the middle.
Lesi sikhathi esengitshena futhi angifuni namanje ukukhuluma eqiniso be nabo Jonathan obaba Buthelezi.
And that's when he asked me, I'm still not ready to tell the truth, and he was with Jonathan and Buthelezi.
Just one aspect before we get to that place. It was also put to Mokhani for the AVL that at some stage you were taken to an open area, which is a park next to the garage. Did that happen?
Uthi ke buye kwatshelwa uMokhani ukuthi kunesikhathi la ukuthi uye wathathwa wayisiwa epark ngaseduze kwegarage. Kuye kwenzeka lo?
Kosenkantolo mangithi mina imoto ihambile ngangayibona ukuthi ihamba apha angazi uma iphako le yini ngeke ngiphendule into mina ekhunywa ubaba uMngomezi. Baba uMngomezi lokwazi ukutshena enkantolo ukuthi lokhu kubizwa yini lokhu kubizwa yini.
My Lord, as I have stated that the vehicle drove and I do not know where it went to, whether was it a park or what, I do not know. Mr. Mngomezulu is the one that knows those places.
It's fine. Let's proceed now. We are in that place which was nicknamed the dumping area.
Uthi ke asiye ke ukule yandawo enikwe igama kuthiwa kula kulahlwa khona izinto.
Yebo Nkosenkantolo.
Yes, my Lord.
From this document, exhibit MM2 and MM1 respectively, this vehicle that you were in, driven by Sergeant Mokhani, and you as the passenger, it did not stop anywhere else other than Guy Gibson Avenue in Aritin when it departed the garage.
Uthi ke umshushisi ukuya ngalo bufakazi abuphethe lobu be-AVL akukho la ukuthi leyo moto iyeyama kule ndawo ewichazayo ngaphandle kwasendaweni ebizwa iGuy Gibson la kuyigarage khona.
Kosenkantolo mina ngeke ngikwazi ukuphendulela leto okukhulunywa ngayo ngoba angiyazi ukuthi isebenza kanjani.
My Lord, I would not be able to respond on what the AVL is stating because I do not know how it works.
It was put also to you that this vehicle, and it was me who said to you, it stopped at the engine garage near such and such a street. You did not prefer that answer.
Umshushisi uye wakubuza ukuthi le moto iyeyama ngase engine garage emgaqweni ethu othize awuzange umnike le mpendulo omnika yona manje.
Kosenkantolo ngiyethemba mina mangiqeda ukuhlukunyezwa egarage phakathi azange ngiphinde ngisabiza indawo ukuthi imoto ifike ngiyibona ihamba endaweni esonke. Ngithe imoto ngayibona lapha sengikhishiwe emoto lapha yafika amakho ngakhishwa ngajika emveni kwemoto ngaphuma ngapha ngahamba ngisho azange ngisho ngabona emveni ukuthi sengishayiwe egarage ngiqala ukushaya egarage akaze ngibizi nokuthi isebenza kanjani ukuthi umshushisi angichazela yona angiyazi mina Nkosenkantolo.
My Lord, after I was tortured and abused at the garage, I believe I did not mention any area, and even how the AVL works, I do not know how it works, and I never mentioned that the vehicle stopped at such an area. All I said, the vehicle stopped and I was moved towards a stairs, and that's all I had said, my Lord.
And then this court ordered that Mr. Dupree brings to court the AVL records in so that he can demonstrate before this court, and then your advocate was seated right in front there.
Uthi futhi inkantolo iye yathi umnumzana uDupree alethe lobufakazi be-AVL azobubonisa la enkantolo futhi ummeli wakho wayekade ehleli la ebuke umabona kude la.
Inkosi enkantolo angeke ngikwazi ukuphendula baba uMngomezulu. Baba uMngomezulu ngiyathemba ukuthi la phambi Nkosi enkantolo ukhulumile Nkosi enkantolo ngendlela akhulume ngayo.
My Lord, I would not be able to speak on behalf of Mr. Mngomezulu, as I believe he had stated the way he had spoken to the court.
Just a correction. The court did not order. The state requested for such records. My apologies for that.
Uthumshushisi akusiyinkantolo ethe umnumzana uDupree eze bekade kuyibona abashushisi bathe umnumzana uDupree alethe lobufakazi obunjalo lobu kwe-AVL.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my Lord.
So now let's leave Mngomezulu out of this.
Uthi-ke asiyeke uMngomezulu kule ndaba.
Let's deal with the objective scientific evidence of the GPS system.
Sigxile kwindaba le elethwe uloyangodi walento ebizwa i-AVL.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my Lord.
In his evidence, he indicated to this court that said motor vehicle it never stopped anywhere near that area you call the dumping area. The only stop recorded, it was near Guy Gibson Avenue in Aritin.
Yena ungodi uthe imoto ayizange ime kule ndawo le ewena uyibiza ukuthi bakade kulahlwa izibi khona. Uthi yena ungodi ukhulume ukuthi imoto leyana ime nje eGuy Gibson Avenue.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyaphinda ngithi mina igolani lazi. Nanokuthi imoto yayihamba phela angiyazi Nkosi enkantolo. Lapha emakhona angiyazi.
My Lord, I would repeat that I do not know Gauteng. Where was that motor vehicle driving? I do not know, and even where it stopped, I did not know.
Lento okukhulunywa ngale ekhulunywa ngumshushisi angeke ngikwazi ukuyiphendula mina.
And what the state is alluding to, I would not be able to respond to that.
It was evidence, say. It's not what I am speaking. Evidence before this court.
Uthumshishisi akusiyinto eyena ayikhulumayo. Ubufakazi obuzela enkantolo.
Ngiyazwa Nkosi enkantolo.
I hear, my Lord.
And as a result, I put it to you that you are fabricating what happened in the so-called dumping area. It is not there.
Uthi umshushisi uyakutshela ukuthi wena uyaziqambela lento ewuthi wena iyenzeke lapha yala kulahlwa khona izibi labe kade kunalesa stepisi. Uthi ayizange yenzeke.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyaphikisana kokusho ngumshushisi Nkosi enkantolo ngoba phela yime engangibona uma ngithiwa phuma kwehlela ngithi umala ujike endaweni so vele ngisho ukuthi le ndawo ngayibona ngathi indawo lahla ngoba ngabona itruck aliphuma ngeke itruck uthi ngenyuka la endaweni ngathi notshani enyani le imali enyuka ngathi indawo yenyuka izofuna la itruck la dustbin.
My Lord, I am denying what the state is saying, as I am the one who was there, who saw what was happening. And how did it happen that a waste truck came about where there was grass and it just appeared? What was that truck going to do there?
Angivumelana lokho akushoyo.
Therefore, I am not in agreement with what the state is saying.
So are you saying now that the fact that this document in my position recorded that at some stage for those hours as per this document you were at that particular garage cannot be the truth?
Manje uthi lento ebhalwe kuleya ncwadi leya leye AVL ukuthi kunesikhathi esithize labe nikade nikuleya garage akusilona iqiniso?
Ngiyethemba Nkosi enkantolo nakaze ngikhulume ngesikhathi mina lephepha leli ngeke ngilichaza ukuthi yini le ngoba angibhalanga yimi angibala ukuthi kubhalo ubani.
I believe, my Lord, I never mentioned anything about time, and even this document I would not be able to explain it on what it is and what does it refer to, and it was not written by myself, my Lord.
Okay, let's do this quick. According to this report, at some stage you were at Mali Street near Fairwood Park, which is the garage, engine garage.
Uthi kuya ngale ncwadi le ithi nanikade nise Mali Street ngase Fairwood Park kuleliya garage i-engine.
Yebo ngiyamuzwa Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, I hear that, my lord.
Do you agree or not agree?
Uyavuma noma awuvumi?
Ngiyathemba Nkosi enkantolo yimi ngitshela Nkosi enkantolo ukuthi imoto yangena egarage lapha phela ngangazi ukuthi indawo uthi kuphi egarage yimi ngitshela Nkosi enkantolo ngegarage.
I believe I am the one
Ngomlomo wami.
that firstly informed the court about the garage. I just did not know where the area was.
And you know what is interesting? The AVL report supports what you are saying.
Uthi into ukuthi ibalekile ukuthi nale AVL ikhulumisana nalento ewena uyisho. Ivumelana nalento uyisho.
Yebo.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Uyavuma.
Angeke ngivume into engabhalanga ngayo Nkosi enkantolo mina.
I will not agree with what was not written by me, my lord.
So what are you agreeing to when you say you agree?
Manje mawuthi uyavuma uvumelana nani?
Ngivuma ukuthi Nkosi enkantolo ngafika egarage namanje ngiyasho phambi Nkosi enkantolo egarage ngangena.
I agree that we had arrived at the garage, my lord.
Kodwa iphepha lelakhuluma ngalo angilazi mina.
But this document that the state is referring to, I do not know.
Okay, let us proceed.
Uthi asiqhubeke.
Since you don't want to answer, let's proceed. Now, I am putting it to you that the car never stopped at anywhere near the place that I do not know, according to this document. Is first time it stopped, it was at Guy Gibson Avenue.
Umshushisi uyakutshela ukuthi le moto ayizange ime kwenye indawo iqale yama lapha la kuthiwa kuseGuy Gibson Avenue.
Kusho yena Nkosi enkantolo mina ngazi.
That is what you are saying. I do not know, my lord.
Does this document say?
Uthi akusuyena oyishoyo ile ncwadi le.
And the so-called assaults that were meted out at the so-called dumping area, they are not there. It's fabrication.
Uthi nalokushawa okuthize lokhu okukhulunywa ngakho akuzange kube khona ukuziqambela nje.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyathemba lapha ngikhuluma into eyenzeka kimi. Wayengekho yena uphethe iphepha leli alitsheniwe. Ukube mhlawumbe wayekhona and ukuba uyathi inhliziyo yami mangiphamba kwakho Nkosi enkantolo ebhlungu kanjani noma ngibabona labo buthreats babe ngishaya phambi Nkosi enkantolo. Inhliziyo yami ibhlungu. Vele uzokwazi ukukhuluma lama powers awakhulumayo ngoba wayengekho.
My lord, the state was not there, and I am stating what happened, and I am stating, my lord, with a painful heart. Even when I see Mr. Buthelezi in court, my heart bleeds because the state was not there.
Even people that were there, such as Sergeant Mokhane, they dispute that, sir.
Uthi no Sergeant Mokhane lo bekade ekhona uyakuphika lokho.
Nkosi enkantolo usayitshela umkhani ngeke vele avume phambi Nkosi enkantolo ayitshene ngoba uyazi uma ngavuma lo tole lapha bakhona bomfakela encindezi ngoba usayitshela umkhali akaze ngafike ngisho ngibeka isandla ngishilo phansi phambi Nkosi enkantolo umkhani azange ngibeka isandla Nkosi enkantolo.
My lord, Sergeant Mokhane would not agree with what I am saying because he knows if he agrees then there would be pressure that would be put on him. And I did mention in front, right here in court, that Sergeant Mokhane never assaulted me.
Wayengasondela nokusondela Nkosi enkantolo.
He was not even close by.
Sir, I further put it to you that which you are telling the court today, it is improbable because you cannot be assaulted whilst the car, in a manner that you are describing, whilst the car is in motion.
Uthi lento ewuyishoyo ayikwazeki ukuthi ingayenzeka ngalendlela ewena uyichaza ngakhona. Ngeke kwazeke ukuthi ushawe imoto ingalendlela bokade uchaza ngayo imoto ilibele ihamba.
Nkosi enkantolo mina angikwazi ubuchwepheshe bemoto Nkosi enkantolo ngoba yena ukhuluma ngephepha mina ngikhuluma ngento eyayenzeka le ngikhuluma ngayo ayenzeka phambi Nkosi enkantolo le yayenzeka kimi.
My lord, I am not an expert in motor vehicles and I am mentioning what happened to me, not what is on a document.
My lord, will this be the opportune time to take the long adjournment? I see it's 5 minutes to 1.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, before we take a break, there's an issue that my learned colleague parked regarding the assault, a slap on the witness by Mohani on the 16th of June. I've got the record in front of me. It's a record of the 7th of November 2023 at page 12. And I will read just at line 9-8. It starts at line 8, page 12. And it's Mr. Mgomezulu asking Sergeant Mohani. And he says, "Sir, it is for this court to tell whether he's talking lies or the truth. But let us move on. You can use whatever weight, how you use it. It is fine. The version of the accused is that when he requested you to produce the appointment certificate, Sergeant Mabena slapped him with an open hand in the face and he said, 'You think you are smart.'"
Mr. Slande, what's your response?
I have noted that point. I'll get to it, my lord. I've seen that relevant portion that my colleague has referenced to.
You'll address it.
I will address it.
Okay, he says he'll address it.